Hey everyone, welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller. Today is episode 120 of the brand new coffee and comics show. And as you can see, I am not alone. I got my good friend Bob here with me. Bob!
Yeah.
How you doing today, buddy?
You know, I'm here, man, and I'm ready to go. Can't wait to get into this episode. It's going to be awesome. Let's do it.
Yeah, last time we were hanging out, man, you fell over almost.
I did.
On a live stream.
I felt so bad, man.
He sends me a text like, half hour into the live show. I'm not gonna make it, dude. I just gotta go. I can't even say goodbye to anybody. I'm like, okay, goodbye. And all of a sudden you were gone.
That last review I did, man, I felt like I was gonna throw up, and I'm just like, I ain't gonna make it, man. I ain't gonna make it.
Well, you're in better spirits now, and
Yes,
you're
I
smiling, and you look happy and stuff like that. So I appreciate you making it here today. And
Thank you.
We're filming this on a Saturday afternoon, and of course it'll air on good old Monday morning at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hello, everyone who's watching right now.
Good morning.
We always start off with the coffee we're drinking today, and as you guys all know, the coffee is brought to you by none other than Mocha Express, the official coffee shop of Comics with Bueller. What are you having today, Bob?
My mainstay, I got some cold brew with sugar-free vanilla sweetener. It's tasty.
You love it.
Love it.
Love it. Okay, well, look at this. I'm having the Continental because I'm sophisticated.
Sophisticated.
And I don't know what's in it because I don't even care.
I asked about it.
Okay, what is it?
All right, so a Continental is white chocolate,
I knew that.
dark chocolate, and Mexican chocolate.
Oh, I can taste the Mexican chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Continental.
It's Continental. It's
That's
like,
why it's from all over the place.
That's right.
Well, all in one place.
All in one place.
There you go. It's not bad. I've had it before.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the Mexican chocolate stands out the most.
Does it really?
It definitely has some spice to it. I can't really taste the white chocolate or whatnot. So.
Right. But it's
good.
chocolatey.
Yeah, it's very chocolatey. But it's really good. I was really wanting something a little different today, and Bob came through. So thank you, buddy. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Let's go ahead and do a quick rundown of the show today. We're going to start off with our first five, brought to you by Comic Pro Line, as we always do. We're going to do our topic today, and our topic today is buying and selling tips. And we've got a lot of tips that people shared with us, and we're going to share our tips as well. This is actually something I get asked quite a bit about, hey, I'm thinking about selling comics. Do you have any ideas or whatnot?
Sure.
I don't sell a lot, but I have in the past, and Bob sells some here and there, so There we go. Plus, like I said, we have all these comments to go through as well. And then we'll have our final five, also brought to you by Comic Pro Line. We'll have our Robbie's pick of the week. And I enjoy his pick this week, so he did a good job. It's better than his other picks.
Really?
That he's done, yeah. And we're going to do a condensed version of Was It Good? Because we've already reviewed all the books on last week's Books of the Month video. We're just going to tell you guys what we're going to be reading this week, and we'll do the reviews for those next week. And then we'll have our Random Thoughts segment, which is kind of cool. We haven't had that for a while. And I think we'll talk about maybe there's news that they're rebooting X-Men yet again. And I don't think we actually talked about our final thoughts on Falcon and Winter Soldier, the series finale. So we'll kind of hit on that a little bit because we haven't actually hit that for quite some time.
Yeah.
So that should be pretty good. First things first, though, I want to say first, Super Chats from last week. Super Chalupa Chats.
Super Chalupa Chats.
Thank you so much to the people who gave us Super Chats. We had one from Thomas Jackman yet again. The guy's like on a roll. The guy's always dropping Super Chats in the coffee video.
Thank you.
And
buddy.
we had another one from Metal Clergy, another regular person who drops a Super Chat. So thank you guys who are dropping those Super Chats. They do go a long way. It helps us buy the Continentals. And what's that again?
Cold brew. With
Cold brew. There you go.
Vanilla sweetener.
And you know what? Our coffee shop got shut down again. We're in lockdown again. Again, for like 1 week, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. So we can't even go hang out at Mocha Express. We got to go there, get our coffee, and leave right away.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It does.
But thanks for the Super Chats. Chalupa Chats.
Chalupa
There
Chats.
you go.
There we go.
And I also want to say thank you to our newest Patreon. We have Paul Murdoch is our newest Patreon member. Thank you so much. If you want to join our Patreon, it's $3.99 a month, the price of one comic book a month. If you think Bob and myself, mainly Bob, is worth at least one comic book a month, please join our Patreon. It does help us out quite a bit. And really, everyone who's a part of our Patreon, I think we're up to about 80 people so far. Mm-hmm. It really does go a long way. So we do appreciate it quite a bit. It does pay a lot of bills from the Patreon. So thank you very much for all the past ones and present ones that we've had. So, okay. So let's also say another thing really fast. I still have some of these left. The Blowtorch exclusives. I have, I think, 20 sets left. And people are contacting me here and there to get some, but as soon as the 20 sets are gone, then they will be gone. But there's 20 sets left of the color and the black and white. And the price is $25 plus $6 shipping. You can just email me, BuellerComics@gmail.com, if you want to get a copy of Blowtorch #1. There you go. Next week, we will have a very big announcement. And Bob's pretty excited. Look how happy he is. Look at him. He's all freaking out on me.
I am, man.
So,
Whew.
please join us next week for the coffee video. You're joining us right now, so thank you very much.
It's going to be amazing.
But next week is a pretty big deal. You know, it's a big deal for me. It's a big deal for Bob. So
huge deal for me.
We're looking forward to sharing this great news with you guys. It's been a long time coming, so I'm pretty excited. So next week is the week, right?
Next week is the week.
And we'll have a topic that'll piss people off as well. So
there we go.
That should be a lot.
It's been a while since we've done one of those.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. All right. So let's go ahead and get to our first 5, brought to you by Comic Pro Line. Bob, you want to go first?
Sure. So I brought a bunch of random stuff. This one is New 52 Futures End Sinestro #1. And that's got the, cover that, what is it, 3D or whatever it is. You move it and it makes different pictures.
You're going to get that. Look at that.
Yeah.
You got to do the Vanna White.
And then I got the Iron Man #154. I always love that cover with the unicorn on it.
Nice.
And then we got Venom #2. This is the annual #2. Love that cover. There you go.
I like that.
Oh, yeah. And then we got the Invincible Iron Man #1. This is the cosplay cover, which I thought was kind of cool. Haven't seen that one for a while. And I was looking through my box. I was like, oh, that's cool.
I like this next one.
Yeah. And the next one is the Hulk #5. And this was on the Jerry Duggan run. And I love that cover. I think it's an Alex Ross cover.
It's got to be Alex Ross.
Yeah, for sure. And so there's my first 5.
Not bad, man. I like that.
Very cool.
All right, I got my 5. And the first 2 are a couple lady ones.
Couple ladies.
That's right. So these are actually courtesy of Bird City Comics. You can go to their website, birdcitycomics.com, and buy whatever you want there. Enter the code Bueller, you save 10%. These were sent to us, and we're going to be giving these away in the future. But this one is a lovely Red Sonja #24. Look at the amount of clothing on that one. That's so much clothing. There you go. And not to be outdone, we got another Vampirella #18. A lot of clothing on that one as well. Look at that. Take your sweater off. Calm down, ladies. Not too bad. Well, those are from Bird City Comics. Like I said, you can go to their website, birdcitycomics.com, enter code Bueller. You save 10%. They sent those to us to give away in the future. So we'll probably do that next week. So
cool.
Pretty good. These next ones were sent to me from Gerald Wallace. You got to show your books last week from Gerald Wallace.
Yeah.
Now I'm showing mine. This is American Vampire 1976, #1.
Nice.
Thank you, Jared. This is Invincible Iron Man #169. That's awesome. That's when Iron Man doesn't want to be Iron Man anymore. And this is Marvel Premiere featuring Iron Fist 16. This is the second appearance of Iron Fist.
Oh, that's awesome.
So not bad. I don't have like anything close to that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's a very cool book. He actually sent me some other books, some the AWA books as well, and AWA sent me a bunch of their books as well. So like within like 2 days, I got like a pile of AWA graphic novels and books.
Sweet.
And we're gonna do some with the stuff that AWA sent us to do giveaways and stuff like that. So
nice.
Not too shabby. But that's my first 5, brought to you by none other than Comic Pro Line. If you guys need some bags and boards, contact them. The link is down below. You can contact Tony. He'll hook you up and get you all the bags and boards that you guys need. And these are all those nice fancy bags and boards I use to mail out the Blowtorch books. So
yeah, and don't forget he's got boxes and things like that. All your comic supply needs, for storage. You buy, bags, boards, but also the storage boxes.
And he has the clear boards.
And the clear boards as well.
And people like those, I guess.
For sure.
There you go. All right, so that's our first 5. Like I said, okay, let's go ahead and get to our topic. And our topic is brought to you by Black Box Comics. And you can go to their website, blackboxcomics.net, and enter the code Bueller10. Guess what? You save another 10%. There's 10% all around.
There you go.
All around the whole comic community, the Bueller code isn't working somewhere.
Opportunities to save
So there
money.
you go. So check out their website, buy whatever you want, save 10%, enter the code Bueller10. But the topic this week is buying and selling tips. We're all buyers, and some of us are sellers. So we're going to cover both. And there's a lot of different ways to sell books. We'll kind of go over that in this episode. But Bob, guess what, my friend?
What's that?
You are up first.
Okay, so the first comment comes from Andres M. He says, so I personally don't like to use eBay when selling, but Mercari is a great alternative to eBay when buying or selling comics. I've been using the app for a few years and have had quite the success when selling on the app. Some good tips I'd say when selling books or wherever you choose: take nice clear pictures of the book without the bag and also the front and back. A few pictures on defects if there are any. Write a nice little description of what you're selling. And if you know the grade, add it in the description. If you're not comfortable with grading books, then post more pictures for the seller to make their own judgment, and no feet in the picture.
Yeah, no feet. I've done that.
I've done that too.
You've done it too.
That's funny that he added that. No
We've
feet
all
in the
done it.
pictures.
It's like, oh man, there's my toe. Got my flip flops on again.
That's awesome.
Nobody wants that.
He should get a chalupa just for that,
There
that
you go.
comment right there.
First thing first, he brought up Mercari, and that's another selling app or whatnot. I wasn't too familiar with it, so when he mentioned it, I went and checked it out. It's very similar to eBay. I don't know if you've seen it or whatnot.
I haven't used it.
There was quite a bit of stuff on there. I was surprised, So if you guys want to check out the Mercari, it's another option, and I think that maybe you might be able to find some good deals because there's probably not as much traffic as what you're dealing with on, obviously, eBay.
On eBay, right.
So I wanted to bring that up because he brought that up. He talked about doing pictures, and obviously pictures are the best thing to do. The more, the better. You can never have enough pictures. The maximum amount of pictures you can put on eBay or whatever thing you're doing, just do it, you know. Every corner, every side, inside the book, whatever you want,
Yeah, let me say something about that.
Yeah.
When you're taking the pictures, make sure that they're clear.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people will take pictures and, they're trying to take multiple pictures, which is appreciated. But if it's not clear, not crisp, then don't post those because it makes you look shady.
Yeah.
Right? And I've had way too many posts on eBay where it's like, I can kind of see the corner of that book, but it's kind of not 100% clear, and so don't be one of those guys.
Yeah, and turn off the autofocus. Just focus yourself. That's what it is, because the thing will try to autofocus, and you'll miss it.
Absolutely.
So if you do the manual focus and you get it just right, then you click on the picture, it's going to look really good. I like what he said about not having it in the bag and board when you're taking pictures, because you do get that glare, and sometimes the bag and board covers up the spine tick, so you can't really see them because there's a little edge right there, or something like that. So take pictures of the book that's outside the bag and board, and then have a full picture when it's in the bag and board. But seriously, the more detailed stuff that you can put on any type of description, and this goes for any medium that you are selling this for, whether you're doing on eBay, the Mercari, what he said, Instagram, YouTube, anything, the more the better.
Yeah.
You cannot have enough information. He talked about leaving a grade for the book if you know the grade. Do this. Leave it a grade below what you think it is. Play it safe. If you think it's an 8, say it's a 7, 8, whatever. I don't know what the grading system, but just if you think it's a 9, 6, say it's a 9, 4. And then what is the old saying? Under promise and over deliver.
There you go.
And that's what you do. I know a lot of comic shops in this area that do that. They will price it a grade lower. And then when people, it's a good deal, because it's actually a better quality book, and they feel pretty good about their purchase. So that's one thing I would recommend doing when you're selling a book. Just, go a grade lower than what you think it is, because that way you're playing it safe. You're never going to be like, a lot of times if you grade something like, oh man, your grade was not right, you graded it too high. You hear that all the time.
Yep.
People aren't going to complain if you grade it too low.
This is right. This is exactly true.
Yeah.
And not only that, just know that CGC and CBCS, their standards have changed. And you can get some of the most professional guys that normally submit books all the time that they're thinking that they're 9.8 candidates and they're not coming back 9.8. So don't think that every book that you see that you think is a 9.8 is actually going to come back on it. Kind of let that go. Look for the best possible book that you can get, make an offer on it, and you won't be sorry.
There you go. All right, Bob, you got the next one as well.
All right, next one I also have. That comes from Jason Ryan. He says, never sell anything and force your family to deal with your obsession after your passing.
So, this obviously is a little morbid about this question, but let me just say this. There is some advice when it comes to stuff like this, okay? Obviously, if you're at the age to where, hey, maybe your health is not that great, and you have a collection or whatnot, and you're a little worried about this collection going to your children or your family or whatever, and them getting the right value, have a friend. Have a friend that's in the comic book community that you let them know, that they will take care of your collection. If something were to happen to Bob or me, I know that Bob would step in and say, hey, these are what his books are worth, or I would step in and say, hey, I know these are worth what Bob's books are and stuff. Have a friend. Reach out. If you're in the comic book community, if you're watching a video like this, there's no reason why you can't say hello to someone in the comment, and all of a sudden they're a friend of yours, and they live in your neighborhood or something like that. And that way, you won't get taken advantage of. I think that's a thing that a lot of people should do, because obviously friends and family, after a tragic loss, okay, and they're just, maybe their mind's not in the right place for a certain amount of time, and they make a rash decision, and they take a huge collection into a comic shop, and the comic shop, we'll give you $100.
Pennies on the dollar.
And it's worth thousands of dollars. To where if you have that friend or someone, that collects with you or whatnot, they will step in and kind of, share the market value of the books and everything. Because not everyone grades their books. Most people don't grade their books. And, you just have the raw copies, and it's really hard to get a set price for those, because, they're different everywhere you go. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just some advice, try to have a collecting buddy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's funner. So it's funner to have a collecting buddy. You're my buddy.
I'm your buddy. We're comic book buddies, man.
Bob Bueller buddies. The Bueller Bob buddies.
The Bueller buddies.
My buddy.
My buddy and me.
But would you agree?
I do agree, absolutely. And beyond that, if your loved one didn't have somebody that they designated, you can have, look around.
Yes.
Don't just go to one particular source and dump the books, or maybe leave a note, for your family and loved ones, and say, this is a box of the most expensive comics that I have. All the rest of them can be liquidated. Yeah. Something, but don't leave it to just chance.
Yeah. I've actually had random people contact me because of the YouTube channel. Well, their significant other has passed away.
Yeah.
And have asked me, hey, I need trouble, or having trouble with these books, as far as the value, and I don't even know who these people are. And I think one of them was down in Alabama, and I referred, I said, hey, I got a couple friends down there, two brothers, and I think I contacted them or something like that, and hopefully get in touch, but I don't know if the lady ever did. But the lady actually called me on the phone. Somehow she got my phone number.
Right.
That was weird.
That is weird.
Yeah.
But really, what we're saying is that, if you have a sizable collection and something does happen to you, it's on your family at that particular point, and you want to do everything you can to make that as less burdensome as possible for them.
Yeah.
And there's many ways that you can do that.
Yep.
And so be prepared.
There you go. All right, I got the next one. This is from Metal Clergy. It says, I sell on eBay sometimes, mostly when I have an in-demand key. My advice seems obvious, but not to all sellers follow it. Take clear pictures, give details, and be honest about a book's condition. Basically, anticipate questions a buyer may have, and do your best to ensure that it's mutually satisfactory transactions. I like when he said anticipate the questions that the buyer would have. It's the same questions you're going to have. That's an easy thing to do. What questions are you going to have when you buy a book? That's what you should be listing when you list the book. What are you going to ask? Like, if I'm going to go buy an X-Men 94, okay, is the value stamp? I don't know if there's a value stamp. I'm just throwing it out there. Is the value stamp in it? Is it been, are the staples rusty? All these questions that you would ask if you were going to shell out the money for that book, those are the ones that you should have in your description.
Absolutely. And
cover your base. And it's as easy as that. Whatever you would expect to want to know, that's what you should provide.
Yeah, absolutely. And, one thing I want to say about this, especially if you're getting into selling in the very beginning, don't be afraid to point out the defects on the book.
Yes.
The buyers really appreciate that, and you'll get a lot more offers if you're just honest about it.
Yeah.
If you're not and you're afraid because you don't think you'll get the highest price, 9 times out of 10, your book will just sit there. Yeah. This is really what happens.
Yeah.
The more detail that you can give, the better it is for you in the long run, because you're going to get people who are going to be appreciative of your honesty.
Yeah. And I when I look for books, I'm looking for defects. Me personally, I'm looking for the cheaper book. I don't want a 9.8 candidate because I know I'm going to pay a lot more. I want a 6. and I'm looking for the books that are on there that are going to be around that price range.
Right.
So, like when you say, "Oh, it's missing the value stamp," perfect. I don't care. That works for me. You know, and I'm going to save a few $100 by the simple fact that it is.
Right.
You know, or the missing a staple. Let me know, because that type of stuff actually interests me. And there's a lot of buyers out there like me that don't mind the condition. They just want a copy in their collection.
Absolutely.
And so just be honest about it and provide as much of the questions that you would ask. That's what you should put in your description, like I said. Okay, the next one here is from Robbie Kilpatrick. Says, the tips I do as a buyer is to buy raw copies of books instead of CGC or CBCS, because CGC or CBCS books are way too high in price right now compared to the raw copies. Thanks, Bueller and Bob. The raw versus the graded books right now are insane.
Yeah.
It's just insane. And I actually have some examples, just random things I just pulled out. Nothing special, but books that you guys are probably aware of. Web of Spider-Man #1. Okay. A raw copy of this, near mint condition. Well, this is a widely available book. I've went to shows and they had 30 of them in a box. You know, no big deal. Raw copy is like $20. Okay. You buy one of those and you get a 9.8. It's selling for $450 right now.
Yep.
A $20 investment for the book, and then whatever it costs to get it graded. If you get a 9.8, you're looking at $450. Okay. Now, the drop from a 9.8 to a 9.6 is huge.
Huge.
So if you don't get that 9.8, you're still making money. Don't get me wrong, but it goes from 450 to 140.
140. Yeah.
I mean, just like a 75% drop,
which is crazy.
0.2 points.
Which is, I mean, when you look at the difference between a 9.6 and a 9.8, it's minimal.
Yeah.
It's minimal.
Yeah.
And you know, for that much of a drop in price, this is the disparity that we have inside of our hobby.
Yes.
That needs to change.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. And I just wanted to point some of these out because, like I said, he's buying raw copies right now just because the CGC and the other ones are just way too expensive. And they really are. You see the huge difference. Another one from the same series, Web of Spider-Man 36, which is the first appearance of Tombstone. This book, regular copy, you can find them all day long. You can find them in dollar bins sometimes, you know, because they get missed. This book gets missed quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like $20 for a raw at the most for a near mint. 9.8s of this one sell for $400. Almost the same as the #1. And then a 9.6, 0.2 points, only sells for $100. 75% less.
It's crazy.
That 0.2 points makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, the difference is buying raw and then getting it graded and scoring that 9.8. You get that 9. If you get that 9.8 on anything of any type of value right now, you know, if any book has any type of value, say $10 or more, I'm not talking about brand new books that just came out that are $4, you get them graded and people are selling them for $50 or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Talking about any book that actually has some value, like a Tombstone or whatnot. Mm-hmm. If you get a 9.8 on that, $400.
Yeah, yeah.
300, $400 easy.
Easy. And you know, but that sharp drop that comes down, you know, from a 9.8 to a 9.6, you know, I can see it if it's a hard book to find in a high grade.
Yeah.
But you're not talking about books that are hard to find in high grade. And you know, for a 75% drop, you know, is it really worth it? You know, and so, you know, look, it really comes down to personal preference. I know that there are a few guys in the community that's all they go for is 9.8s, period. Yeah. That's, I mean, if they have a slab, there's a 9.6 inside of their collection,
they throw it away.
They throw it away, and which is ridiculous.
I'll take it.
I mean, you do much better in a lot of these books, even to get one that is a high grade without actually grading it. You know, it's just as good.
There you go. Before we move on to the next comment, I just want to take a quick second and say hello to everyone watching today.
Hey!
It's probably, 5:30 this morning, and
right.
I just want to say thanks for everyone in the chat right now. And usually there's about 150 to 200 people. Good morning, everyone. Hopefully the coffee's good and stuff, you know, and thank you for the people who have asked people to give a thumbs up on the video. That goes a long way. So thank you to them. And if we've received any super chats so far, thank you as well. And we're just taking a quick little 30-second break to say hello.
Hello there.
And good morning. So anyway, there you go. Appreciate
Top of the morning today.
Appreciate it, everyone. Give us a chance to take a sip. There you go.
Awesome stuff.
Big announcement next week.
Next week's a huge announcement.
All right, next one up is from SJB, he says, I'm a beginner seller. Secret is don't overhype. I'm stuck with Venom 33 Gleason Webhead variant, and I went all in on, and now I'm having to sell below cost. All in and stuck with it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the two things that kind of stuck out with me. First off, and I've said this before, if you're buying a book that you feel as though you're going to get stuck with, don't buy it. You know, if you don't, the books that you enjoy and you like, you don't mind being stuck with.
Right.
You want to be stuck with them. You enjoy them. Now, I understand what you're doing with this one right there. You know, it's a little different scenario or whatnot, and there was some hype to this. But unfortunately, with stuff like this, covers like this don't tend to hold their value past the pop, to be totally honest. Because there's really nothing in the book that has any value to it. There's no first appearance, there's no story or whatnot. You know, it's just the cover itself.
Right. That's
kind of getting the pop on it and stuff and drawing some attention. And then the next week, there's a whole bunch of new covers that people move on to. Oh, look how cool this one is. Look how cool that one is. So covers like that one, there are some scenarios where very few, but for the most part, the special art cover that looks amazing, you know, it'll pop for a few weeks and then it'll start going down. You'll see the scenario, what he's talking about right there.
Yeah. But if you watch the market enough, you'll start to see, especially when a book pops just for a cover, he's right. It'll go down eventually. It'll eventually even out.
It's a beautiful cover.
It's an awesome cover.
I love it. You know, I have the first print, I believe, and it's just because it was on my pull list.
Yeah.
It looked awesome, you know, and if there was something in the book, you know, significant, it would make a difference.
Sure it would.
But unfortunately, there's not.
But there are books that have amazing covers on them, right? You know that way down the road, people go for just for the cover.
Exactly.
Nothing significant in the book.
Yeah.
So there is a chance that later on it could rise back up again.
Yeah.
But just be careful though.
Like I said, there are exceptions. The Jock Detective Comics one is one of them. You know, there's a handful of exceptions, but for the most part, it's more of the flavor of the week type thing.
Yeah.
And because you know we're bombarded with amazing covers,
right?
You know, quite a bit. So there's no shortage of wonderful looking covers out there. Okay, let's see. Actually, you got the next one.
All right, next one comes from my good buddy Eric, the Rogue Trader. He says, "So I buy and sell. Of course, I buy wholesale. To sell, I sell online. In fact, Facebook groups mostly, and my page." But soon I hope to have my mobile store rolling into communities that don't have comic shops, which is great. That's how I actually found Eric, was through a Facebook group.
So let me ask you about the Facebook group, because I might be a part of a few. They just, I don't know, I don't like stuff like that, but it is what it is. But some Facebook groups I've noticed say don't sell, and they actually have rules. So make sure that if you're in a Facebook group or a comic group, you follow the rules or whatnot, because I know some are like, you can't like promote something or whatnot, you know, it's only for a certain thing or whatnot, but then people will start selling stuff in there and they get upset, you know, or no politics or whatever it is, you know.
With Eric's group, I forget the name of it, because I'm bad with names.
I know I'm in it. Yeah.
But the cool thing about his group is that it's tied to Facebook Marketplace.
Sure.
So when you post on Facebook Marketplace and you're part of his group and it's comic book related, you can post it there inside of that. And I bought quite a few books off of there.
There you go.
And so it's a really, really great groups. But you're right. There are some groups that if you get involved with, make sure that you know the rules, because they get very upset real quick.
Oh, yeah. And other people in there saying,
yeah, for sure.
Grumpies.
Yeah, there's a spec group that I'm involved with, which is great.
The Grumpers?
Yeah, man. It's like you try to sell anything on there. This is not the group for that. We just talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not in any spec group.
It was like one of the first groups I ever joined.
Yeah.
So anyway.
But let me ask you real quick, because it sounds like you have a little bit of experience in this. The Facebook Marketplace, I've never used this. Is it similar to like an eBay? Is it bids, or is it...
No,
just stuff for sale, or what?
Stuff for sale. You know, they allow you to post a bunch of pictures. You can put a description on it. You know, you can put your price on there. But for the most part, I think the way it's set up is they're looking for people to send them DMs.
Sure.
To start talking about it and put bids on. You know, to basically give me your best price.
And is there a fee on the marketplace?
I've never sold through there, so I don't know.
Okay. All right. You guys probably know.
I'm pretty sure, because it's Facebook. there is probably some type of fee.
Yeah. One thing I want to talk about the Rogue Trader. He's got a website. Here's the thing. He's got multiple avenues to sell his books.
Yeah.
He's not just focused on one area. And if you really want to sell books, the best thing to do is put your toe in the water pretty much everywhere you go. Whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on Facebook groups, websites, Instagram. If you're wanting to sell books and make that a living, the more you put yourself out there, the more response you're going to get back.
Absolutely.
And he's got his toe in a bunch of different things. And I buy books from him.
Yeah, so have I.
And he does a really great service. He doesn't charge me enough, and it makes me mad. Take my money, damn it.
He's a good guy.
He's too kind. But it is what it is. Hey, Eric.
Right.
But anyway, it's smart to try different places. And then if you find one that works better than another, and it's taking up more of your time, then you can leave the other one. And just focus on the one that works the best. So.
Absolutely.
All right. You got the next one as well.
All right, next one comes from Punk Scraps Comics. He says, as a part-time seller on eBay, my best advice is to ship to the customer within 24 hours after payment receipt. Pretty much all of my positive feedback as a seller mentioned how fast I ship. You'll also gain return customers for future auctions because the buyer knows that they can count on you. This is so important.
Yeah.
I do a number of things I've bought off of eBay, and I got to tell you, there's a shady feeling when you buy it and within 24 hours you don't get that ship notice. I'm automatically saying, hey, when is this going to ship? And you don't want your customers to do that. And so the best sellers on eBay are ones that are ready to pull that trigger. You buy it, and they'll send you that ship notification. They've created the label, and it's ready to go.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be selling, that's the type of service you want to offer for sure.
There you go. Now, real quick, we're going to take a quick break for like a second. I want to show you guys something. We'll be right back. Okay, so we just took a quick break because I wanted to grab something really fast because shipping is hugely important when you're receiving books. It doesn't matter. Shipping is king when it goes to it. And when you're shipping a book, use this. I don't know if you guys, this is a Gemini Mailer, okay? Everyone who ships a comic book should be using this.
Absolutely.
It folds up. It's really easy to use. It'll hold up to 10 to 11 comics, depending on the thickness. And it just folds up really easy, okay? I have one right here. This is what it looks like when it's all folded up. It's good to go. This is what I use to mail out my books. This is what I use to mail out my Bueller boxes when I was doing those. This will fit in a legal size envelope, the flat rate envelope. I think it's like $8. It's made for that envelope, so it'll fit right in there. Like I said, holds about 10 to 11 books, depending on the thickness of the book.
Yep.
But they'll protect your books. It really does make a difference. I've had maybe one that was damaged out of all the hundreds and hundreds of these I've sold and mailed out. And these are about, well, actually, I just bought 100 of these. And it cost, for 100 of them, it cost like $68 shipped to my house. So the shipping was like $18, and the boxes was like $50. So they 50 cents a box, pretty much is what they are.
Right.
They're worth every penny.
Every penny.
Every penny. So mailing your books, use Gemini Mailers. You go to their website, just go directly to them, GeminiMailer.com or whatever it is. Order directly through them. That's the best way to get them. I don't know why comic shops don't carry these in stores. You ever notice that? I've never seen these in the comic shops.
Never once.
You always got to order them directly.
Yeah.
But shipping is huge. So if you can ship your books like quickly, like what Bob was saying, supply the shipping tracking number and ship them in quality packaging like that, you're never going to have a problem.
Absolutely. Yeah. Ship it out on time, quality packaging. And that quality packaging, he's right, it does go a long way. I've seen some guys send out some stuff in ways that should never be, a comic book should never be shipped.
I'll be honest, when I first started shipping, before I really even knew what those were, I made my own little crappy version of a little box, out of the free boxes from the post office. I was embarrassed. I didn't know any better.
Right.
And then somebody showed me those. I'm like, give me a break.
Game changer.
Game changer, man. Worth every penny.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I don't make them a sponsor of the show. Maybe I should contact them.
Yeah, I had one guy recently. I bought a book, and it was a low grade book. Just part of my Daredevil run. He sent it to me wrapped in like about 50 like different layers of newspaper.
Yeah.
It was so janky, man. It was okay on the inside because there's a real cushion, but you shouldn't be sending books like that.
Yeah, and even like those, you can ship one book. like I said, you can ship up to 10 to 11 books, or you can ship one book.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I do, I just put a little piece of, the
painter's tape,
the bubble wrap.
Oh, bubble wrap, yeah.
In there, just a little 10-inch square or whatnot on top of it, and it works just fine.
Yeah.
So
perfect.
I mean, just use the Gemini mailers, please.
Please.
Order some, have some sitting around.
Yeah, but also, if you're going to sell on eBay, your ratings will go up if everything gets there on time and it's protected.
Exactly.
So.
Oh yeah, if anyone's waiting for their books right now, they're in the mail. Sorry, Canada. This takes longer.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's see. I think I got the next one here. This is from Casey Jernigan?
Jernigan.
Okay. Said, I'm a buyer, but I have a lot of comics that I know I will never read again. Finally realized this. I think may start selling, but don't have much of an idea how to start. Okay, so this is why we're doing this video. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I'll tell you, Casey, go look at all the comments that we source these from. All the comments that were on the preview video is going to help you learn how to sell books. Okay? Really, it's all there. Everything you need to know about selling books, you can pick what you would like or not like. There's so many comments on this video. It's going to help you. It's like a tool right then and there. Like I said, the best thing to do is whatever question you would ask as a buyer, that's what you put down as a seller. And that's my best advice I would give you, is just be like that. Whatever you would want to hear as a buyer, you put that down as a seller.
There you go.
And you should be good to go. So it's really that easy. But seriously, go look at the preview video where we ask this question. There's like 150 comments, and every one of those comments is going to help you figure out how to sell books.
Yeah.
So
good stuff.
It's that easy. That's why we do it.
That's why we do it.
All right.
Also, another thing too, really quick. One of the things that we have in our local area, not since the pandemic's been happening, but we have the Frankenstein swap.
Yeah.
Look for a place inside of your local area that has a swap meet that's going to be having a bunch of comic sellers there. That's a great place to just get like a table for $20. Take your boxes down there and start selling your books there. I mean, it's very easy.
Very much so.
Mm-hmm.
Last one is from TM Nerdy, our friend Travis. He said, I have just been buying comics for the love of the hobby, but lately I have been specking. And recently I just sent the Rogue Trader some books to get pressed, cleaned, and sent off to CGC for the sole purpose of selling. If you have any books, and actually you should speak to this, but you'll understand what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. If you have any books of value that you think are worth money, I'm not talking about like I said earlier, like the $4.99 book, you just want to get it, graded, and it's going to be a $50 book, and it will never go above $50. Right. Okay, but if you have a book of any value, hey, this might be worth $1,000 or whatever, $100, $200, get it pressed and cleaned. It makes a difference. And get it pressed and cleaned by someone who knows what they're doing. The Rogue Trader is a perfect example of someone who knows what they're doing. If you want to get top dollar for your book and possibly make that 9.6 and 9.8, we already discussed the difference is 75% more profit if it's a 9.8 and if it's a key book or something. And if that little $10 press or whatever it is got you that difference, you paid for it 20 times over.
Absolutely.
You use the Rogue Trader.
I do.
Okay, and you've had extremely good success with that.
I did.
And you've made money from it, right?
I sure have. The thing about it is, when I first started sending books in to get graded, I was naive to it. I took books that, from visual, looked great, perfect for, as far as the highest grade possible. I sent them in, and I became very disappointed really quick because they were not coming back 9.8s. And I thought for sure I had that 9.8, right? This guy laughs at me whenever I have those videos come up, right?
It's like a disappointing sex episode or something.
There you go, right?
Was it good for you?
No. But then I got in touch with Eric, and I sent him some books to go ahead and take a look at to see if they could be pressed, if things can be done with them. And since I've started using his service, if you watch my videos on my channel, you see that my ratio of 9.8s went way up.
Yeah.
And he does a great service over there. Not only will he clean and press your books, but if he finds anything on them, he'll let you know. He'll let you know, I found this. This is what I can do with it. This is what can't be done with it. And that's really great to have another set of eyes. Yeah. And especially somebody like him, because he's been doing pressing for over 30 years. He started pressing when he was a young guy in his mom's basement, and here he is years later, and he's still pressing books. And when it comes to pressing and cleaning, it's about experience.
Yeah.
you cannot buy that amount of experience. So the other thing is that he has a background in historical document handling.
Oh, nice.
So he really knows his stuff. And so I can't tout his service enough. If you're thinking about having anything graded, definitely find a service. I would recommend the Rogue Trader. There'll be a link down in the description so that you can go check out his website. But seriously, send it in to have it pressed and cleaned. If you're not doing that, you run the risk of having your book come back not as high a grade as you think it is.
So let me ask you this. You sent him a bunch of books, and he's like, hey, Bob, I think I can get a 9.8 on this. I think I can get a 9.4. He's pretty much right all the time, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, as far as his percentage, it's like 95%.
Yeah.
On the money.
There's very few that have come back where you thought for sure.
Yes.
But I mean, really, like I told you earlier in the video, there are experts out there who are sending books in right now that they know that this is a perfect 9.8 candidate, and they're not coming back that. So the standards of CGC have gone a whole different direction. So, but Eric is pretty spot on. I had a Spawn number, I think it was 220. It's the homage to the McFarlane Batman cover.
Sure.
And when I sent that in, I was thinking maybe a 9.2 to a 9.6. He found a couple of small defects on it. He says, "Here's what I can do," and he did those things, and it came back a 9.8. I was very proud of it, and that's one that'll never leave my collection. But there are things that he can do that most other pressing services probably don't have the experience to when he finds a defect.
Yeah.
He can tell you if he can work it out or not.
And the nice thing about that is, if you decide it's not going to get the grade that you want, you don't have to send it in.
Exactly.
You save the money from getting a book graded and paying all the shipping and the process for that to happen. So if it's like, oh, I'm hoping to get a 9.8 on this, and he tells you, it's like, hey, I'm sorry, you're only going to get a 9.6 at the best.
Yeah.
And you can tell yourself, well, maybe I'll just hold off.
Yeah, exactly.
And you save your money either way.
Exactly.
So, anyway, very cool. Link down below for Rogue Trader.
Absolutely. He's a good guy, too.
He is a good guy. He doesn't take my money. Come on, man, take my money. All right, so that's our last comment, but I got some bullet points I want to run down just from my experience in selling books. Now, I don't sell like a lot of people sell these days, but I've sold in the past. And I've sold stuff on eBay, a couple years ago. I've done auctions. Obviously, I sell my exclusive variant. I used to do cons. I used to do all this stuff. So let me just kind of share with you guys some of my experience. First things first, and I actually used this comment earlier, under promise and over deliver. That is my motto when it comes to pretty much anything when I work, when I in my work environment, when I sold something, when I told someone something, I want them to be happier than what they expected. Okay, and by doing that, you under promise and you over deliver, and that's just an easy way to do it.
The Scotty way.
Exactly. As far as eBay goes, we'll just hit some of the things on here. Like I said before, pictures. Description. The more description, the better. I like to know the artist. I like to know the writer of the book, and I also like to know if it was a second-hand book. Like, how many owners does it have? Is this an original purchase you bought in 1988 or whatnot? That kind of information, it means something to me a little bit. How many hands does this went into? And if I find out that, hey, I bought this book when I was in high school and I've had it ever since, and I'm selling it, I'm like, well, it's only had one owner. That's kind of cool. So I like to know stuff like that. The shipping, the Gemini Mailers, we hit that pretty good. That's definitely a big thing. Shipping, use Gemini Mailers, pack it well, ship as fast as you can. Let people know. Say, hey, this is the days we ship out. If you do have set days, sometimes you deal with a lot of product, and sometimes it's like, this day of the week I ship. So if you just let people know ahead of time, I know you bought it on Friday, but we actually don't ship till Wednesday, and people will understand. Well, let them know, ahead of time. So as far as YouTube goes, because I've had some experience selling some stuff on YouTube on auctions, and if you guys know, I haven't done an auction over a year. I think auctions on YouTube are probably not the best place to buy books, and no offense to anyone doing auctions, it's just like you get that machismo factor in the chat, and sometimes the bidding war starts, and all of a sudden you're like wanting to be the big guy on the block, and you're outbidding everybody, and you just paid way too much for a book.
Yep.
Because it's not an anonymous, bid. The eBay, it's anonymous. You don't know who's you're bidding against, but in the chat, you're interacting with people. You're saying hello. It's like, oh, is this guy going to outbid Scott or whatnot? And people get caught up in that.
They do.
And all of a sudden, you pay $100 for a book that's only $50.
Right.
I've watched it happen. And they're like, oh, you can tell because they don't come back at the next auction, or they don't say nothing on the next auction.
Yeah.
So, I mean, depending on, if you're okay with, cutting the cord, you're fine. But if you have a little bit of that machismo in you, you might kind of get caught up in the situation.
Yeah,
so you
be careful.
Sometimes end up paying more. That just is what it is. Instagram is something that we didn't really talk too much about, but I think Instagram is a great place to sell books.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the platform is custom made, even the layout on your phone, bright picture, very detailed, on your phone because of the resolution of your phone. Really easy. The picture comes first, and the words right below it, what it is. You can put multiple pictures. I think a lot of people sell stuff on there, and you're selling to your followers. You're selling to people who follow you already for a reason.
Right.
And then some people find you, but I mean, for the most part, if you have 2,000 followers or 1,000 followers, there's 1,000 eyeballs that are looking at your product right then and there.
Absolutely.
And they're following you because they're a comic book fan, and so are you. So it's really easy to sell. Bob, you sold some on Instagram recently.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was you just like, hey, if anyone's interested, email me. And I don't know, PayPal, whatever you did.
Yeah. People DM me and then asked me a bunch of questions. I gave the information that they wanted, and we did the transaction through PayPal, and it was very easy.
Yeah. So awesome, easy place to do it. I've sold. I don't know if I sold. I think I did mention I sold something that's Killing the Children variant to Discovery Bay. He saw it and he purchased it or something like that off of Instagram. Some other things are, and I can't stress this enough. If you're looking to sell your books, if you're wanting to sell it to a comic shop, you're not going to get your money for your books. They're a retailer. They want to pay retail prices. Retail prices are like 25-30% of the value of the book. So, if they offer you that, don't be surprised that is what it is. So if you have a $100 book and they offer you $25 and you're a little insulted, well, you just got to think about what you're doing. Who you're selling it to and what they're trying to pay for their business and stuff. That's what the markup is. What I say is, if it's a bigger dollar book, see if they do consignment. A lot of these places will do consignment. A lot of LCSs don't have a problem doing consignment on maybe $1,000 book, and they take 15% or whatever it is, and you still make a nice huge profit and stuff like that.
Don't be afraid to pay that little commission.
Yes.
Because you make out, they make out.
Exactly.
And you're still going to get a good price.
Yeah, and you build a better relationship with your comic shop. And, not all comic shops will do it, but a lot of them will.
For sure.
The mom and pop shops that you get to know the person every day, just ask them, hey, man, I got this first appearance of Harley Quinn. Do you mind selling at consignment? I want our buddy, what's his name that was here, Ryan. That's what he did at Comic Adventure. He had that copy of that book, and he had it consignment, sold it for $1,800.
Yeah.
And I think Bruce kept like 10% or 50%, whatever it was. I don't know.
Right.
But anyway, it's a really easy to do. So look at that. Let's see. It's like I said, it's better than selling to the shop because you're not going to get that money. There are some other places that you can sell. There's obviously Comic-Cons. I've sold Comic-Con. I've done Comic-Cons. I've sold books there. If you're selling at a Comic-Con or flea market or garage sale or anything like that, when it's in person, there's some things you got to remember. And trust me, organization is key, okay? Make sure it looks good. Make sure it's easy to find. And put prices on the books. These are basic things that will help you sell stuff if you're selling in person. Organization, prices on the book, and make sure they look good. Don't have your stuff in crappy old bags. Go to Comic Pro Line, buy some new bags. Or go to your comic shop, I don't know. Make them look nice. Presentation goes a long way.
Huge.
So that's just some stuff to know if you're selling in person. The biggest thing, and I cannot stress this enough, when it comes to selling your books, is your reputation.
There you go.
And if your reputation is not high, or if you don't even think about that type of thing, then you shouldn't sell books, okay? Because your reputation will speak volumes. Reputation on when you send your books out, are they what they described? Are they packed well? All that stuff goes into it. If you get a bad reputation in the comic community, you're done. You're done. That's just is what it is. Because it spreads like wildfire.
It does.
Wildfire, man. And people are jumping to conclusions left and right. Mm-hmm. Reputation is everything when it comes to selling comics in this day and age because everybody talks to everybody.
That's right.
And that's the way it should be. We're watching each other's backs. If there's a scam going on, we're going to hear about it. If something's a little fishy, we're going to hear about it. If you get a mystery box from a crack house, we're going to hear about it.
We're going to hear about it.
You know?
That's right.
And it being from a crack house doesn't give you an excuse to sell a crappy mystery box.
This is true.
All right? I don't know who sold that box, but I'm just saying that can't be your excuse.
And don't give your buddy a big old smelly box of comics.
Yeah, smelly box. That sounded bad.
You know, huh?
Yeah, is that about comics?
That was I gave you that box.
Yeah. Anyway, reputation is key. Whenever I was selling books, you know, the auctions and stuff, I would take care of it. Whatever came up, you know, I'll take care of you. It's not a problem. You know, when I'm selling the Bueller boxes, when I sold about 3,000 of those, all on eBay. Mm-hmm. Reputation was key on that because they could leave a thing on my eBay account.
That's right.
If there was something wrong. And not one negative thing. Right. They were all positive. Shipping, great. Time, great. Books, great. I was aware of that. And you have to be aware of your reputation if you're going to sell books. So ask yourself, are you okay with putting yourself out there and being ridiculed? Because you'll get that a little bit if you mess up. You know, should I say it again? I mean, you want to make sure you're shipping out the right book, right?
This is right.
If they bought it, ship the guy the right damn book, right?
This is true.
I'm not talking about anything about what Bob did.
Okay, moving on.
Anyway.
You're so bad, man. Thank you very much
there you go.
Bringing that
so
back.
Anyway, tips on selling and buying. If you guys can think of anything else, let us know in the comments down below for this episode. But like I said, I've been asked this many a times, and there's a lot of great information on YouTube about this as well from other channels. So do a little bit of research, and I think you're going to be just fine. But let's go ahead and shift gears and go to our final five. Is that okay with you?
That's fine with me.
And our final five is brought to you by none other than Comic Pro Line. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Bob, you can go first again.
All right. So this last week, I did get a pretty cool shipment of books by Wing Shing Ma, the Storm Riders collection. These are Kung Fu comics. They're pretty obscure, but I really love these. And so here is Storm Riders number 169. Really amazing artwork on these covers. Here's 168. You can see that.
Nice.
Pretty cool. And then here's 156. Big shout out to my good buddy Jason from Heroes to Icons. He collects these as well. And then here's number 155. And the artwork inside of these books is just absolutely amazing. And the last one is 131. And the covers on these, I just absolutely love them. And so there you go. There's five Storm Rider issues.
There you go. Okay, my turn.
All right, what you got?
All right, so these were actually sent to me by the writer of the book. The first one not. The first one I had in my collection. I couldn't find the other two. And he said when he got his comp copies, he was going to send me some. And sure enough, he did. So the first one is Hot Valley Days and Cocaine Nights number 1 of 3. That was already in my collection. I talked about that book a few months ago. I love this book. The quality of the book is just outrageous. Now, he sent me issue number 2. It's a variant, and it's a mature variant. So I had to do some liberties because it's, you know, I had to take care of there's some nudity involved. But you know what? You guys get the picture, right? But anyway, love the cover. I love it better without the dots on it. And then he sent me number 3 of 3 as well, and there's a little bit of nudity on that one also. And I took care of that one for you as well. Bob was really excited, so there you go. I'll take them off for you, buddy. Anyway, look at that. That's good stuff. And here's another one. This is a Giga number 1, and this is from our friend Eric.
Oh, sweet.
He gave this to me, so I thought that was pretty cool. Very cool variant cover. And then this one, and I was really looking forward to showing this one off. This is the Silver Coin number 1, the Tfa exclusive.
Oh, wow.
And this is like the first exclusive variant I've ever bought from Tfa. And I thought it was awesome looking.
Very
the colors
cool.
And everything. And I held off on the original book, and I was like, I'll just get that one because it wasn't very much more. Mm-hmm. And they gave me a deal on it. So there you go. That is my final 5, brought to you by Comic Pro Line with the little dots and all.
Very cool.
Cover up those boobies.
Want to make sure the monetization doesn't get taken off.
We're not on the other website. What's that called, Bob?
What is it?
Never mind. I don't have any idea.
You got me, dude. Okay, here we go.
All right, let's go to our next segment. We're gonna go to Robbie's Pick of the Week.
Ha 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 ha! I, the evil Skeletor, have taken over the Huntsville Attic Studios. No one can stop me. He-Man! Oh, I don't know about that, Skeletor. It's I, He-Man. Oh, what's up, everybody? I didn't realize you were watching. I'm rockin' Robbie Billups from Pop Culture Philosophers. You're watching Comics with Bueller, and my pick of the week is...
Department of Truth number 8 from Image Comics. And this is back on track with the regular artwork, which I really appreciated.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this particular issue. Did you get a chance to read it?
No, but I'll pretend like I did. But no, I did look at the pictures, and that's the first thing I looked at when I picked up this book was like, okay, are we back on track from the little cartoony stuff we had the last 2 issues? And yes, so if you are a fan of the first 5 issues and the artwork that was in those, it's back. And it's kind of like what I compared it to before, the Arkham Asylum book from way back in the 80s or 90s, whatever it is. That's kind of what it reminds me of in this book. And I love the art style because I think it fits this book quite a bit. So what you see on the cover here, which is more cartoony because it's... what's his name, Scotty Young or whatnot.
Right.
The regular cover is very similar to what you'll see in the book itself. It's the same artist, I believe. In the book, it's pretty much the Cole, the main character. This is a new story arc, and he's just kind of debating, what side is he on? He's really confused on what's the truth and what's not the truth and all this stuff. So I really like this problem that he has because... There's really no right answer, to be honest.
And that's the point that they're trying to bring to him is that, you're trying to look at things in absolutes, and you got to let go of that.
Yeah.
And so that's the dichotomy that he's in. I thought it was a great issue.
Yeah. Yeah, so Robbie did a good job. The reason why he picked this one is because Ice Cream Man didn't come out. So he's just going to go with this, and his regular. What did he say? Oh, Decorum didn't come out this month. He's like, he would have put that on there. But you know what? We'll give it to Robbie.
We'll give it to him.
Does he not? Apparently he's stuck on Image lately. It's been Image books now for quite some time.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Mix it up. God, that guy. Congratulations, 10,000 subscribers, Robbie. Check out his channel, Pop Culture Philosophers. He should be at 20,000. That's our goal, so, he should be there as well. So.
Absolutely.
All right, that's it. I think, I think that's it.
All right.
Not bad. Okay. All right, let's go to our next segment. Our Was It Good segment, a short segment brought to you by, let's just say, Scout Comics.
All right.
You go to their website, guess what? Enter the code Bueller, you save 10%.
10%.
There you go, off any of their books and stuff like that, because most comic shops don't get their books for some reason.
Can't beat that.
So, anyway, like I said before, we already did the reviews on all this week's books on our previous video that came out on Thursday, the live stream that we did with our friends Robbie and Dylan. So we're not going to do any Was It Goods this week because we already did them. But we'll tell you what we're going to read next week. So, Bob, what are you going to read for next week?
So next week, I'm going to read Swamp Thing number 3. Really been enjoying that by Rom V. Book by Image Comics called The Good Asian number 1.
Nice.
And then I'm going to go out on a limb here because I haven't ordered it, but the last 2 books my LCS has put inside of my box from Bad Idea. And they got a book coming out called Whalesville number 1. So I'm expecting that to be there. And the first 2 books were amazing. And so if they keep their streak going, I just may say, just go ahead and keep at it.
Are you going to get a pin?
I don't know, man. I'm usually not the first one in the store that day, so...
I'm going to get a pin.
I want that button.
I'm going to get that button. I'll tell you guys what I'm going to do with that button here next week. That's right. Screw that thing. Anyway, that sounds pretty good, man. I got a few here. I got Eve at number 1. That's the new one by Boom. It's about a girl in a Teddy Ruxpin, pretty much.
There you go.
It's got a little bear on it. I already looked at it. It looks pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Heroes Reborn, number 1, which I actually already read, but I can't say if I liked it or not. So I'll just say that I'll review that next week.
Yeah.
And then there's another one, Majori Finnegan, Temporal Criminal, number 1. I might have that name wrong, but it's AWA. It's a brand new book. I'm looking forward to reading that. That's coming out next week. So it's got a cute blonde lady on the front cover. So sold me right there. So pretty cool. So that's what I'm going to be reading this week, among a bunch of other things as well. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that's our Was It Good segment. Sorry we didn't actually do any Was It Good, but that was pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Jesus. All right. Let's go ahead and get to our random thoughts.
All right.
And this is Random Thoughts with Bob and Bueller. He's the headliner on this one.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, there you go. So, Bob, let me ask you a question. So, we've been hearing news that X-Men is being rebooted yet again. Mm-hmm. This is like the 5th time during my last 3 years of collecting comics. Mm-hmm. And this last one by Hickman was supposed to be the end-all, be-all of the reboots. And apparently it didn't last more than 20 issues. I don't know what issue they're on right now, maybe around 20 or whatever
Something
it is.
like that, yeah.
But how do you feel about another 100 variants coming out for X-Men #1?
I ain't buying into it this time. I'm not. You know, I love the X-Men.
Oh, yeah.
But again, you know, I think I've mentioned this before. I long for the days of just going back to my team. You know, whatever team that is between, you know, X-Men 94 all the way up until when Jim Lee started it. Pick any of those teams, and that's my team.
Yeah.
But, you know, X-Men has not been an attractor for me for a long time. I love the stuff that Hickman was doing. I thought that was, you know, outrageous. I totally believe that should have been a universe unto itself.
Sure. Well, kind of is.
Yeah. But there are just so many mutants now. It completely the water the water's been muddled.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I really don't. I know that Jerry Duggan's going to be doing you know, the run on it. I enjoyed some of the stuff he did on Marauders. But really, when it comes down to it, this is not my X-Men anymore.
Yeah.
And I feel bad saying that, but it really isn't. And so I'm not buying into this one. I just not going
to
do
hope that now I'm not for sure. Maybe you can clear this up for me. Are all the X titles being done? All the ones with that font that I can't stand.
Yeah,
you guys all know what I'm talking about. They all got that certain font
Yeah.
for all the X titles. Cable, New Mutants, they all got that little like calculator font.
Right.
I can't stand it. That's why I don't buy those books. To be totally honest,
I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't.
But the X-Men one, yeah,
but,
that's
you know, true to form with Marvel. You know, they'll come out with 20 different books and expect you to buy every single one of them, and I'm just not doing it.
Well, I want a reboot, to be honest. That's kind of the thing. I'm just, like you said, I'm disenfranchised with it right now. Okay, so I'm hoping maybe this is a reboot that I can get aboard, you know, and hopefully it's just contained to 1 or 2 titles, you know, and not all this big extended universe like we kind of consider it is right now.
Right.
And I'm hoping that's the case, you know, and because I really want some good X-Men titles, you know, some classic X-Men stuff. I want the good guy and the bad guy and the X-Men team going up against a bad team or whatnot. And
right.
Some people win, some people lose, and they just kind of keep on going or whatnot. You know, and just it just with everything with the Krakoa and everything with the House of X and the Power 10 or whatever, it just is like it's too much. It's too much. I'm not that smart. People know this. Keep it simple, right?
And I also had, you know, great hopes for X-Men Legends, and you know, because you know, I thought they were going to have a throwback to the old days, and it really hasn't felt anything like that. And so I don't know. I just want my X-Men back, and they're not going to do it.
You should collect old X-Men.
I do.
Okay. Whatever. All right, let's move on to the season finale, and we're a little late on this, but oh well. Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
We watched the whole series. I know we did. You did, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you, what did you think about the series finale?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I know a lot of people had some problems with the political stuff that was inside of it, and I already mentioned this on last show, is that I didn't mind that, you know, ending the way that it happened. You know, but really the reveal of, you know, the new suit for Falcon was straight out of the comic book.
Yep.
Totally geeked out. Love it. And those scenes where he was up in the air with the shield, I'm on board. I'm so glad we have Sam as Cap going forward, and I can't wait to see what they do with him in the MCU. But really, as a whole, that series, I absolutely enjoyed it. It hit every marker that I wanted to hit for an MCU title, and I loved it.
I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the full series. I thought episode 4 and 5 was my 2 favorite episodes. Mm-hmm. For some reason, I thought that the finale was a little underwhelming. Mm-hmm. I liked it. That's the thing. I liked it, and I thought it was really good. But I thought there might be a little bit more. And there were some other aspects where I thought that they went a different direction. I thought maybe the U.S. agent guy would turn out to be more of a villain, to where he kind of redeemed himself in this final thing, and that, you know, he saved the whole van from going over the building or whatever it was, you know, and they were working together.
Right.
You know, towards the end. I just thought that the fights at the end were didn't live up to the fights that were like in the previous episodes and stuff. I mean, they're actually fighting the same people that they've been fighting since the first episode.
Right.
You know, and I was like, I was a little like, you know, it's just not. I was hoping for something a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
And it felt a little underwhelming, but it was still great. That's the thing. I was like, I wasn't disappointed, but I was just, you know, for the final act, I thought I would go out in a big blaze of glory or whatnot, you know.
Right.
I loved the Falcon suit. I thought that was really cool. Like I said, I didn't mind the political stuff, whatever. I just took it for what it is. You know, it's a TV show to me, and that's why I enjoy it. The whole buddy thing at the end, you know, we're on the boat and whatnot. And it's just like, you know, two boozing buddies or whatnot, just hanging out there. I thought that was kind of fun, you know. And then I think we all kind of figured out that what's her name was the power broker by that time. By episode 6, we're like, who else is it going to be? They ever introduced nobody, and it's probably her. But it's kind of weird because I'm like thinking like, you know, now she's okay and she's back in the good graces of the U.S. and she's talking about, you know, running guns. Oh, we can get guns now and all that stuff, like in that post-credit scene and stuff. I'm like, you know what? Haven't you moved on since then? You know, because I mean, we got aliens coming down and stuff. I mean, really? You're worried about getting guns and stuff? You know, there's like half the world was dissolved. You know, just a few years ago. It's like, move on. You know, keep it. You know, something a little bit bigger
for sure.
But I love the Julia Louis-Dreyfus character.
Madam Hydra.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool and stuff. You know, she's great. She's one of my favorite actresses and stuff. And, you know, she doesn't need to she's a billionaire, you know, in real life. And so she doesn't need to do that stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, she's in there and she does an awesome job. So I really enjoy that and enjoy possibly seeing her in the future as well. She'll pop off the screen. She'll steal it. So
yeah.
But,
I keep waiting for some big reveal to happen. Of course, everybody keeps speculating on these big reveals.
There wasn't as much spec on this one around.
Yeah, well, there was. I mean,
not like Vision on the Scarlet, the WandaVision.
This is true.
People were like, "Oh my god!"
But we were hoping to see something.
Superman was going to show up.
Yeah. We were hoping to see something of Thunderbolt Ross since they were going to the raft.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody's speculating Thunderbolts, and you know, we do got U.S. Agent there, but you know, with Madam Hydra pulling the strings, we'll see what happens. But still, no huge reveal.
Yeah.
You know, and true to form, in neither one of those titles, there wasn't an X reveal, there wasn't a Fantastic Four reveal, and that's what everybody's waiting for.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
And all we do is wait.
I know we have to wait till July now.
Yeah, there you go.
We get Loki and Black Widow.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Black Widow. I think that's going to be really good.
I'm looking forward to Loki.
Yeah, I think we're going to be just fine. So
yeah.
Anyway, those are random. Do you have any other random thought about anything?
No, not right now.
Okay, good, because I don't either. So that's our random thoughts brought to you by Bob and Bueller. Nobody sponsors this crap.
Except us. It's our time.
You Patreons. This is the Patreon part.
There we go.
Thank you, Patreon members, for sponsoring the random thoughts segment. And stuff like that. But really, that's about it. I think that's the end of the show. Bob, it's nice to have you back here. I know you were under the weather for a few days, and you're looking better right now and everything. And can I show it? Can I show what you gave me earlier?
Yeah.
All right, look at this. Bob, brought me a present because he felt guilty from last week. Look at this Punisher shirt. Look at that. Full geek right here.
Absolutely.
This is 100% you will never get laid again. This is what this shirt is saying. Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome, bro. So I have a number of these shirts that have been sent to me by this particular company. I'm trying to work out a deal to get a code. I mean, everybody talks about the shirts that I wear. And I found a company that does shirts like this, which I think is pretty amazing. They've given me a discounted price to check out some stuff. And so I bought a bunch of stuff for myself because I couldn't beat the price on it.
Nice.
But I am trying to work out a deal. And then I also have another company that I'm working with, because I'm going to be doing my Bullseye Bob's 5 and 15 show here pretty soon. And so I'm working with a company that does Kung Fu DVDs, and
nice.
They have a huge warehouse full of stuff, and so I may have a discount code for buying your martial arts films going forward.
Yeah, you like that. Look
I
how happy.
do, man.
I haven't seen you this happy since your wife was out of town.
Oh, get out of here. All right, we're ending the show. You guys have a good time. Bye.
Come on, man. Come on.
You kill me, dude.
Anyway, we are ending the show. We'll end it on that note. But like we said earlier, please join us next week for our big announcement. We're very excited to share this with you guys, and hopefully next week. I mean, we're about 99% sure we can share it next week.
Yeah.
There is that 1% chance where something might come up. So, but hopefully you guys are here next week and we can share that with you. Be pretty excited. No, Bob's pretty happy.
I'm way excited.
He's very excited. So he deserves to be. He's worked hard, so he deserves it. All right, everyone. That's all we got. Appreciate your time. Thank you for everything. Really, I don't know what else to say. Check out Everything Comics. He's got a YouTube channel. He tells you he's going to do a video, then you go look for it, and it's out there.
Doing my best right now, man.
He's doing his best.
I'm doing my best right now.
Spent the whole day in the pooper the other day. That's why you didn't get a video.
Oh my gosh, man.
Anyway.
That was brutal.
Yeah, okay, everyone. That's enough of that crap. All right, Bob, you want to take us out?
Sure thing. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know what to do. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.